It was a letter in May of 2018 from Elgin historian and former Elgin High School teacher Mike Alf that reminded the Elgin principal that the school would turn 150 years old this school year. We'll talk with John Devine, a history teacher since 1990 at the school, who's involved with the planning process for a great celebration. Elgin Fire Department Chief Dave Schmidt welcomes 2 new Elgin firefighters in swearing-in ceremonies in the Heritage Ballroom and the Edward Schock Center of Elgin. Jason Pulowski joins me for all the details of the City of Elgin's popular Daddy-Daughter Dance slated for this month. A lot of U46 students in attendance in a crowd of 200 for the Martin Luther King Leadership Service Conference. We'll hear from the keynote speaker on that day, a 5th grade teacher in U46 School District, Jerron Shelton, and also a 2019 Dr. King Humanitarian Award winner, Ronald Ragland. And in the Mayor David Captain segment, his guest is Aaron Constantino, an old friend who has returned to work for the City of Elgin in the 311 Contact Center, an operation he helped build several years ago. And we hear from the Larkin girls coach, Stephen Knapp, as his team was the Elgin City Classic Girls Basketball Tournament champion this year. It was held at Elgin High School. We'll have these stories and more on this edition of Elgin Today. We open this show with information about Elgin High School as it celebrates 150 years. Our guide for Elgin High School, in this case high school, is turning 150 years old. John Devine. John Devine, you are a history teacher here at the school, aren't you?
I am. I've been here since 1990. Mike Alft hired me, and I had no idea what I was getting into. I thought it was just, a high school teaching job. And I think within the first few days, I realized this is a special place.
It is indeed.
Long history.
And this year, 1869, it all began. 150 years of Elgin High. And of course, the school we're at right now began back in 72-3 as a building. Mm-hmm. But you have lined up some amazing things throughout this school year, haven't you?
Well, we began back in May of last year to think about how do we want to celebrate this special time. And that actually was kind of provoked a little bit by Mr. Alft sending a letter to our principal saying, we're 150 years old, what are you going to do to celebrate? And that's when I got called in.
Is that right? So Elgin's greatest historian still was even a factor on this. He now is in Pennsylvania living with relatives, but reminded you we're 150 and it started that way.
That's right. And so we pulled out his centennial history of Elgin High School and shared that with many people. And so many people had no idea that this school has such a long story and such a good one.
Yes, there's no question about that. Hey, we saw your Alumni Hall of Fame, which is relatively new for you guys. Early this century, was it not? But you have more than 30 members there now.
I think 38 are on the wall currently, and it really honors people who have had unique and special achievements.
From even local like Jack Shales and folks like that.
Sure. Yes.
All right. Well, that's a great new twist for you as well. Tell me, on April 13th, you're going to invite everybody out. Is that right?
Yeah, we're calling that our all-class reunion. Everybody maybe gets that call to come to your 10th or 20th or 30th high school reunion. But we figured, hey, let's just put a call out through social media and other means to all of our alumni, including staff. Come home. Come to Elgin High School and celebrate 150 years. We got a special program planned.
That'll take place on April 13th.
Yeah.
Do folks have to email ahead? I'm showing up.
At first we thought maybe we should make it a ticketed event because we could swamp this place, I'm sure.
Gosh, yeah.
But we pulled back from that and are just going to kind of take an open house approach with a special program that we may have to repeat because our auditorium only holds 800 people. And so if we get that big crush crowd.
You could put 3,000 in the gym, could you?
We could if we have to move to there, but we've asked our band director, we've commissioned him to write a special piece of music for our 150th, and so that will be the world premiere of a piece of music by Robert Sanchez, our own band director here.
He's done a great job. We see him every year. Hey, we talked with you at the Elgin, the house tour.
Right.
And boy, the entire nation was in tune with you for Elgin High.
Yeah, that was interesting to see how many people saw the T-shirt and your interview.
You were hot.
With us. Yeah, that was fun to see people respond. We know that the lifespan of a social media post is pretty short. So we're hoping that we can, engage people and remind them, please mark your calendars for April 13th.
April 13th it is. You're alumni. You're all over the place. You're going to run out of time. You have a special, if I see a picture of someone, that'll mean something to us, won't it?
Yes, we're hoping that people can identify our events with Aunt Norma.
Aunt Norma. Tell me about Aunt Norma.
Aunt Norma is Scott Stewart. He's a colleague of mine over in social studies. His great-great-aunt, graduated class of 1919, was involved in everything, especially girls' athletics.
Yeah.
And we found her picture in the yearbook, and she was looking right into the camera.
That's wonderful.
And we thought, there's our mascot.
That's good. Scott's kind of ham too, isn't he?
And yes,
So
so we've got big fat heads of her,
Yeah.
and we'll be holding those up at the Larkin Elgin basketball game on February 1st.
Aunt Norma would be proud. That's a
She
fun
would be.
aspect. Anything else we forgot? Just make sure. Oh, you got the calendar. Calendar's
Yes.
wonderful. Folks can buy the calendar.
Right, it's already January, but we made an 18-month calendar, so if people, buy it, they get a full 17 months more of marking their events on their refrigerator.
It's wonderful.
And it's a great tour of Elgin High School history, where you can see the old building. We know many people identify more with the old building than our current building.
Sure.
But we think the calendar is a steal at $10. You
Oh,
can
we
buy
do.
it right here in the building.
Right here in the building. Yeah, you've got a picture. We've got to scoot out here quick. We could talk with you forever, but you got a picture probably from the 30s at the old gym of a graduating class. It's a marvelous picture.
Yes, with all white gowns.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Everybody's neat and attired.
Very proper. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure they have a full suit underneath, even those guys. well, John Devine, we're so delighted, and you got a website folks can check out as well.
We do, right. You can go either just to the school website. That's where people can link to our website. Otherwise, if you go to elgin150.com, you'll find a lot of information that'll be helpful to you.
Good work. We're looking forward to it.
All right, thank you.
We're enjoying the whole school year this time. John Devine, as Elgin turns 150 years old. Nice work, John.
Thank you.
Next, let's hear from Elgin Fire Department Chief Dave Schmidt, who tells us about this ceremony that took place in January involving 2 new Elgin firefighters.
So today's ceremony was a probationary ceremony. So typically when a firefighter gets hired on his first day in office, there's an oath of office where they get sworn in by the city clerk. In the past, we'd invite their family. About 2 years ago, we changed it in the fire department, and we actually moved that ceremonial oath of office until after their probation. So these 2 gentlemen, Kevin Whelan and Will Weddle, they've completed their year of probationary training. They can trade in all their probationary gear, and now they're a full-fledged Elgin firefighter.
And Kevin will be stationed where?
Kevin will be at Station 4 on McLean Boulevard by ECC, and Will be stationed Station 5 down off of Villa and Willard.
Kevin's background is?
Kevin's second-generation firefighter. He came from actually from Carpentersville, Dundee area, and Will's background is from McHenry County area. So both had firefighting experience in the past, and we've taken on 2 wonderful firefighters who are going to do a tremendous job for us.
You mentioned there were 6 firefighters in the back room.
Yeah, this morning we hired 6 firefighters to replace 4 that have retired and 2 more that are retiring in February and March. So they've begun the process. They start the fire academy on this coming Monday. They're in the academy for 8 weeks. They come back online, and next January 11th of 2020, we'll be doing the exact ceremony for those 6.
Wow, that's great. Kind of a cozy ceremony today, wasn't it?
It is. This is a really good turnout. Typically, we like to do these ceremonies at the museum because it's kind of a nostalgic feel, but we never would have fit everybody, so it worked out really well. And it is. It's a nice ceremony, and it's kind of a nice way to end their 1 year of probation and the nerves of making it through that first year.
Everything's going well for the fire department.
Everything's going really well. Absolutely. Our busy year. We had over 12,000 calls this year, so continuing to see calls for service increase, and some changes coming up this year, a new ambulance in the budget, a new dive vehicle, so yeah, things are good.
Kevin, congratulations. This is a great day for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Glad to be here.
You got all your family here?
Everyone's here.
Tell us about your background.
Born and raised in Carpentersville, next town over. Started part-time firefighting in Carpentersville, worked there for about 4 years, and I came here and been here for a year, as we know.
Will, tell me about your background a little bit.
I grew up in McHenry, Illinois, and grew up around the fire service with my cousin. Worked there in the local fire department in McHenry for a few years, and then started testing to get full-time and got hired here and just finished probation.
A great day for you. It's great to be a firefighter, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Best job in the world.
And how did you happen to come to Elgin?
I took a whole lot of tests to get to where I wanted to be, and this was one of the choices that arose. So.
Wonderful. And where will you be stationed?
At Station 5 over on Villa Street.
And you've already seen a lot of the action already, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
Your probation?
Yep. Oh, yeah. They keep us busy.
And you're enjoying it, aren't you?
Yes, very much.
You had lots of family members here?
Yeah, I had 8 family members and then my wife.
All right. Well, congratulations. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Going to talk it up with Jason Pulaski. Jason, your official title with the City of Elgin is?
I am the Special Events Marketing Coordinator for the City of Elgin.
I love that title. We bring you out. There is something in February that's always a great event that sells like hotcakes, ticket-wise, doesn't it?
It does, actually. You'll notice my lovely.
Is that a
crown.
prop or is that what your normal wear?
No, this is what I wear around the office. I am the princess of the Special Events office. No, we are doing our annual daddy-daughter dance. That would be Friday, February 15th and Saturday, February 16th, both nights from 6:30 to 9 p.m. right here at the beautiful Edward Schock Center of Elgin in the Heritage Ballroom just down the hall from us. Tickets are $40. They sell out quick, so as of taping right now, we definitely still have tickets, but at some point, those tickets will sell out. So get onto the website. That is cityofelgin.org/DDD and purchase your tickets. They are $40 a piece, $15 for each additional child. So a ticket will get you a dad. You don't have to be a dad. You can be an uncle or a stepdad or a grandfather or a stepdad, whatever. And then one child aged 2 through 12. So, and then each additional child, if you want to bring 2 or you want to bring 4, are $15 a piece. You'll get a buffet dinner, dancing with our DJ spinning all the top hits, photo booth, and then one lucky girl each night will have the opportunity, Jeff, to win an American Girl doll. Now, how many of those do you have?
Oh, I tried to get one for Christmas. They're always wonderful.
They are.
They're much in demand, aren't they?
They are. So the doll that we will have is the Girl of the Year doll, which is very sought after and like pretty much brand new. So the lucky children each night will have a chance to win a raffle to win that prize as well as a golfing package for Dad.
Wow. This is why we bring them on. I've never talked less in any segment. Well done. I know it always sells so quickly,
Sorry,
Jason.
didn't mean to take all your
You're
airtime.
a future host. It's perfect, my man. And so that'll be, and again, you've got information on Facebook and on your website.
Correct, yeah. Follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on our Instagram page, City of Elgin. You can also go onto the website, cityofelgin.org/DDD, again, to find out more information about the event and purchase your tickets.
Anything else you can tell us this time? Anything else going on?
Well, it's early in the season, so we're planning out our events for the 2019 calendar year. You know, we'll have our usual favorites like Foxtrot and the 4th of July. Absolutely, yeah. No, we always look forward to Foxtrot. Usually Memorial Day weekend, 4th of July parade on the 4th of July, and
We're always there for that.
all sorts of great events. Yes, you are. You are always there for that. We will have probably in the next month or so. We don't have an official date as of taping yet, but the Elgin Image Commission in the past has recognized long-standing citizens for their contributions to Elgin over the years, and so we will have a brand new plaque. It's sort of a glass picture, 48 by 96 picture that will be unveiled here at the center with former members of the Image Commission who will be able to, enjoy learning about the history of Elgin, the people who made Elgin what it is today.
And a lot of photos come from the Elgin Historical Society, I would imagine.
Correct. Yeah, we've got a lot of pictures from that. Thanks to Liz Marston and the folks over there to help us recognize those folks. It should be a great event.
Well, that's great. And again, we appreciate all that. We're right here at the Edward Schock Center of Elgin, where it officially became that on December 7th of 2018.
Edward Schock, my man. He was mayor when I first came to Elgin, and so my favorite Ed Schock story is when he came into the DNA office and didn't introduce himself as the mayor. He actually said, "Hi, I'm Ed." And I said, "Hello, Ed. How are you?" And didn't realize, oh, that was the mayor.
And he served 3 terms as well.
Mayor Schock, well-deserved honor to have the center named after him.
All right, a man of many stories. Jason Pulaski, thank you, sir. You're always a delight. Oh, but yeah,
you, my
this is
friend.
our prop from the daddy-daughter. What do you think? And picture time. Jason, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jeff.
It's Monday, January 21st. These folks assembled at the Heritage Ballroom of the Edward Schock Center of Elgin are here for the Martin Luther King Youth Leadership Conference program that takes place as we get a chance to talk with Mr. Jim Cook, the committee chair for this event, as he tells us what this day is all about.
Well, we have visited today. We got a keynote speaker, which is Jan Shelton with the U46 School District. He's a teacher. And then we have some of the students that inside the community and also the schools as far as doing some dance routines and doing some inspired words and so forth.
So it's a great way for the students to learn about Martin Luther King, learn about their community, and showcase their talent.
Yeah, it's a great way for them to come in and do something positive for the community, and so people can see them in a positive way and also giving back to the community. And they also get to learn a lot of different things.
My name is Jaron Shelton. I'm a 5th grade teacher at Coleman Elementary School in School District U46.
Here on this Martin Luther King celebration day at the Heritage Ballroom, you're the keynote speaker. Tell me what you told the folks.
Yeah, I was talking about what are you made of? So we kind of examined the life of Dr. Martin Luther King. We looked at his choices, his values, and some of the decisions that he made and see how they could be applied to the youth of today.
We got to know a little bit more about the man who was awarded a Dr. King Humanitarian Award 2 days earlier at the City of Elgin prayer breakfast.
My official title with School District U46 is Assistant Superintendent for Educational Support Programs and Alignment.
That's a long title, young
Yes,
man.
it is. Yes, it is.
What does your workday look like?
Woo, it's busy. I mean, literally, like, I'm not making this up, probably like about 15, 18 hours. So I oversee literally about like 10 things I drive. There are some that are what we call year-round, like the Avid College Readiness System, that is all our secondary schools. I drive all the equity work, oversee all the mentoring work, and then I work a lot with community, like the Alignment Collaborative for Education. And then I support things seasonal, like the Historically Black College Fair, the Martin Luther King Weekend celebration, sit on the committee. So it's things like that. The Interfaith Advisory Council co-chair, the African American Advisory Council co-chair. So it's things like that that we also support and do.
You're 24/7 in 12 months, aren't you?
Yeah, you can say that.
You
yeah.
won for the Martin Luther King breakfast, the prayer breakfast. You were given an award. Talk about that.
Yes. First of all, anytime to me that you are connected or associated with the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King is just amazing in and of itself. And being a alumnus of Chicago Public Schools, and I went to William Shakespeare Elementary School and then Martin Luther King High School, and we studied his life and his work and just the impact that he had not only on African Americans but on United States of America and worldwide is just phenomenal. So winning that award, and as Dr. King always said when he won an award, this is a commission, right? That I'm on the right path, I'm doing the work, I'm serving others. And they said that's the greatest thing that anybody can do is when you serve other people.
Also on this day, Denise Haben, the Dr. King Prayer Breakfast Chair, announced the 2019 Dr. King Food Drive, chaired by Joe Wars, collected over 25 tons of food to be delivered to food pantries in our area. It's time for our February edition with Mayor David Captain. Mayor, you've got us out and about again today.
We are, well, not too far, but we're in City Hall, and with us today is Aaron Cosentino, Jeff. And Aaron's coming back to work for the City of Elgin. He started right after the first of the year, and he's kind of going back to his roots. He left us for a few months and went out into the private sector for a while, and came back to work with us in the 311 department.
Wonderful.
And Aaron really was instrumental in getting this started a few years ago and doing some of the legwork with this. So we've got great roots here, and I think that's going to be really good for the organization to bring Aaron's expertise in helping us make a better 311 program.
Wonderful. Well, welcome back. We'll be quiet because we're in the 311 room here, and they always tell me, shh, Jeff. But we're so delighted to have you back, young man.
Thank you very much. It's great to be back. Really looking forward to it. As the mayor mentioned, I was gone for about 8 months, and I worked in the technology side of the private sector, so gained a lot of really good experience that I can bring back here and bring back to the 311 Contact Center so that we can begin really building on the foundation that the mayor talked about that I helped build several years ago, over the last 5 years. We're just coming up on our 5-year anniversary here at 311. We've taken more than 100,000 calls, from issues from paying your water bill to the cultural amenities that we have here in the city to code compliance issues that residents run into. The advocates here are just the tip of the spear when it comes to interacting with our residents. We interact with more residents than probably any other department in the city of Elgin. So on a daily basis, this room is really they are the people that represent the city. They are the ones that are helping residents navigate how to get things done here in Elgin. So this is the place where we can really begin to make very positive first impressions, and that's our focus, is really that customer service experience that we want people to have when they interact with the city. And another part of my job is with code compliance. So between 311 Contact Center and our Code and Compliance Division, we are out there working with residents on a daily basis. So we are able to craft and really help shape the residents' view of interacting with the city and their government. So anything that we can do to make that a more positive experience, to make it easier, more streamlined, and impress people, that's what we're set out to do. And we've really built a very solid foundation with everything that we've done with our technology platforms and our customer service initiatives that we've done. And so we're looking to enhance those and take those up to the next level. And that's kind of what my focus is going to be. It's going to be providing more transparent processes, making sure that we are following back up with the people that we interact with so that we can do better and measure our progress. We're going to use technology to do that, and we're going to use a lot more kind of person-to-person meetings.
Wonderful. He's a good talker, Mayor. And you love that because you always say the city's got to have that appearance that the populace right there. For
Absolutely. And, 311 has made a great difference for us as elected officials. And I used to get phone calls and people say, well, my street light's out. So I'd have to go try to track down where it would go. I'd send it on to Public Works, 2 or 3 phone calls, and then people start to get frustrated if it's not fixed the next day. But this way they can track where their request is at. And we found out very early in this that many of the calls that we get are for code compliance issues. So that's why there's a really great synergy between the two. We can make sure things get done.
Yeah, and we were here a couple of years ago, so there's been a lot of advancements in
there certainly has, and I think the number of, when we started out here, we tracked the number of calls, and it was going up exponentially, and people got used to it. And now, for me, it's just people call me at home. I said, please, just call 311. I said, you'll get your issue resolved much faster than if you talk to me. I said, I'm the last guy you probably should call.
Yeah, Sandy would say, I got to call at midnight, wake up the mayor, and he'll bring his wrench out and get that light on.
There you go. Yep.
Well, that's wonderful. Tell us a little bit about your background there.
Sure. So I'm from Illinois. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago. I've been in Elgin since 2008. I live on the western side of Elgin, but I've been working for the city for basically that whole time, like we said.
Except for 8 months.
Yep, a short sabbatical, I like to call it. And
once you work for the city, you must return. Isn't that the law?
This is such a tremendous place to work, and all joking aside, the level of warmth and just the people that you work with, and really it's like that one mission that we all have, which is to be doing the best for the community as a whole. That was something that I really ended up missing. And so in the private sector, you don't necessarily get that on a day-to-day basis. You might question people's motives a little bit more in the private sector, but here we have one mission, and that's to do the best and provide the best services for the citizens, and we all agree on that. So it makes coming to decisions a lot easier and a lot more meaningful.
And you get a better feedback from the citizens and the clientele when you're working.
Yep, we can do things like this. We can do other innovative ways to outreach into the community. We had mentioned calling 311. We have several ways to contact 311 that don't involve picking up the phone. Our 311 mobile app for iPhones and Android devices. We have several walks with the mayor or other types of neighborhood outreach things. Our police department is always out in the neighborhoods working with residents and making it just easier to connect with us, and so we can solve your problems faster or enhance your life or quality of life here in the city.
Wonderful. Yeah. What official suburb was that you grew up in?
I'm sorry?
In Chicagoland, where'd you grow up?
Glen Ellen.
I'm
from Glen Ellen, but I mean...
What is that, way far away? I went to college at DuPage right in Glen Ellen.
Oh, there it is.
See? We tie it together, Mayor.
There we go.
But I think I'm in Elgin longer now than I was, maybe. Coming up on it, so I might have to transition to being a full Elginite.
We'll accept that.
Jeff, one of the things, and this is one of the experiences that we've had, we did a mayor's walk out in Parkwood a few years ago, and there was a walk through the whole neighborhood. Quite a few people with us, probably 25 or 30 people. And typically, how the police are with me and the fire department. We came upon a house that the doors were broken open and people had tagged it. So how long has it been like that? 2 or 3 months. Jenny Phillips was here with us. She's got her computer there with us. So she logs in, calls for a board up for the house. The police went in and secured the house to make sure it was safe. And everything got rolling while we're standing outside of this thing. It's been for 3 months. I said, that's how government should work for people. I said, but geez, why don't you call us? So we can't fix it unless we know it's broken. And just went through a similar thing in my own neighborhood where somebody had broken the back doors out of a house that had been vacant for older couple that had some health issues, and they broke the patio doors, and again, they went through the police and through the normal. I said, you should have called 311. I called Jenny Phillips or sent it to her, and we got it all sorted out and got a board up in there and made it safe in a matter of 24 hours. And I think that's the responsive part of what 311 has done for us. It's made it so much faster for people, and people, as time goes on, their confidence level is going to go up that when they call, this is going to get taken care of.
Yeah, there's wonderful follow-up, isn't there?
Absolutely. So one thing that is nice is I was talking about those fully transparent processes. So when you call, you get a tracking number. So then just like any other customer service experience, you're going to be able to reference that. And we'll be able to trace that issue from beginning to end. Certainly, we can make improvements. We're always looking to make improvements, and we are. But it is working extremely well right now, and we'll definitely be able to enhance that as we go forward.
We're down to about 90 seconds as we're chatting, and a great staff you have here.
Absolutely. And like I said, they are truly advocates for the community. They form almost personal relationships with the callers that they get. So they're always working with them, joking, laughing with the residents. So it's a really close relationship they've developed. And we're looking to have that similar sort of advocacy for our code compliance division as well.
All right. Well, Aaron, great to see you. Mayor, we're out of time, so it's great.
It's been great, Jeff, and it's really a great asset to the community. It was quite a struggle to get this done. It took a few years to do it, and it was kind of a tough a concept for a city that had been going along here for over 100 years to change. But change is always difficult, and it's worked out very well. And we're looking forward to Aaron and the staff here doing a great job in enhancing the experience of people living in the city of Elgin.
All right. Thanks, Mayor. From 311, Aaron, nice to have you back.
Thank you very much. Great to be back. I appreciate it.
All
Thanks
right.
for the time.
You need help? 311. Thanks, Mayor. Thanks, Aaron. That's our segment with Mayor David Captain. Let's check in sports-wise at Elgin High School as the annual Elgin City Classic Girls Basketball Tournament took place, and we had a chance to talk with Larkin coach Steve Knapp about his squad this year.
We're fun and exciting to watch. There's times when we play really well that you want to watch us, and then there's times that you don't. But this tournament so far, we've played really well. It's my fourth year coaching, and every year I've had a blast. All the Elgin schools get together, and they have a great time, and good basketball. Good basketball.
Larkin with victories over Elgin, Harvest Christian, and St. Edward won the 2019 Elgin City Classic Girls Basketball Tournament, which was played at EHS. The highlight, of course, 5 Elgin high schools were in action as we watched some of the action between Elgin and St. Edward. So congratulations go out to the Larkin Royals. And on another basketball note, Coach Steve Knapp played in one of the Elgin vs. Larkin alumni games played at Larkin High School back on Wednesday, December 19th. We have a highlight moment from Coach where Steve Knapp showed some fine form.
Tied at 14. Hey, that's Steve Knapp, your ladies coach. Yeah! Class of 03, Steve Knapp with a 3. He's in shape, he told us. Coaching here at Larkin.
That was a great game. It's a one-point game. That's how it always was when we were growing up. The game was fun. There's a lot of people there, and 4 great calls on top of it.
One more local and yet national sports moment involves Larry Nemmers, an Elgin High School principal from 1982 to 94, and also served at Larkin High School and Coleman School. Larry's retiring after 34 years as an NFL referee and later a replay judge. In November of 2014, he returned for the Elgin Sports Hall of Fame Lifetime Achievement Award. And since February is Super Bowl month, let's hear this amazing story from Larry Nemmers and Super Bowl 25. Super Bowl Sunday, 1991. You, Larry Nemmers, you're the ref for that Super Bowl Sunday. And about 2 feet away from you, it's Whitney Houston singing the national anthem. We'd just gone to war. That was a very patriotic moment. What were your thoughts on that?
Oh, it was incredible. I'm bringing the captains out, and I had the Buffalo captains. And I look up at Bruce Smith and Jim Kelly, and they're crying like babies, and I'm crying like a baby, because she had just sang that national anthem. I think everybody in the stadium was waving flags and crying. It was really a special moment.
You can learn more about the information you saw here in Elgin today or about city services, programs, and events by going to the Elgin website at www.cityofelgin.org. And now the City of Elgin has a 311 contact center. Elgin 311. Call, click, connect by calling 311, the city's information and request resource. Elgin Today is produced by BTE Video for the City of Elgin. Our producer is Jeremy Hayes. Our still photographer is Bruce Shipyor. I'm Jeff Myers. Thanks for watching Elgin Today.